goes into his natural habitat. Where is he going? What is he going to do? Let's see, he's got baskets. He's harvesting. Oh, love it.
It wasn't too long ago, if you guys watch us, you know these plants was dead and we're getting zucchinis. So pretty fortunate as far as zucchinis go. Can't say so much for a lot of other things we got growing on, but our squashes after I made that homemade fertilizer actually came back and they're thriving. Most of them, they all were. They all weren't coming back, but most of them were. And look how nice the plants look. You still see there is still some beetles on there. There's a cucumber beetle. They're still on there, but they ain't bothering much. I can't even get a hold of them to kill them. There. You can see damage like that. That's from birds eating the beetles. That's not the beetle damage anymore. This here's more like the beetle damage. That's what the beetles do. But they're not really bothering these much. I mean, they're getting a little bit of them, but for the most part, we've had pretty good success with these after I give them my homemade fertilizer. And if you didn't watch that video, I'll leave a link to it down below. It works wonders on this stuff. How many we're going to get today, I don't know. We've already harvested probably close to 30, maybe a little more off of these plants over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, probably week and a half.
Just flop the plant over.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I'll put it back. See, to me, that's about the perfect size for a zucchini. She likes them bigger. If you look at this plant here now, it didn't come back like a lot of them did, and it's still damaged. But there is still zucchini on there, though. There's a couple zucchinis on there, but it's got a lot of damage on it. But you know what? If you're going to sacrifice one or two out of all this, and you're still getting your zucchinis, I mean, I don't know what else you can do, but they're doing really good. So I'm going to go through and harvest this, and here, as soon as I get done harvesting the squash, I'll give you a pretty good thorough garden tour. So I got a couple squashes. I don't know how many's in there for sure. We got 2 patty pans, about the perfect size for me, anyways. And we got, I'm not sure how many zucchinis, 2, 3. Got several zucchinis in there. Not bad from dead plants. It's crazy how dead they were. Right now I'm going to harvest these Marconis. The only reason I'm not going to harvest them, they're not quite ripe yet. They will turn red. They're still good like this, but the plants are not holding them up real good. So I'm going to harvest these while I can before we lose them from the plants falling over and rotting. They're rotten. We'll get another harvest out of these before winter's up here. So we gotta have a pretty decent pepper harvest for the most part. That area was starting to ripen a little bit better. It's starting to get a little better, but they'll be all right. They're definitely good peppers. They're our favorite pepper. That's a pretty nice pepper. Really nice pepper. I'm gonna need a bigger bucket.
Yeah, you're not even close.
I'm not even halfway yet.
Yeah.
I might be halfway.
Jeez.
I don't know how she's gonna get this out of the garden. I won't be able to. One more plant. Alright, that's all the peppers I want to harvest tonight.
That's all you got room for.
I don't even got room
Plus
for them.
then.
There's still a bunch of zucchinis on too. I didn't get them all, but anyways, I'm gonna we can start right here with the Thor. So anyways, these are the Peppercini peppers, as you've already heard. This down here is our winter squash bed. I wanted to trellis up that fence, but obviously it's not. It's just going to do what it wants. It's coming out here, going out there, laying all over the place, but it's all good. There's spaghetti squash on that end and butternuts on that end. There's cucumbers in here too someplace. Good luck finding them. I'm not sure where they are, but they're in here. Right there's a piece of one. They had bug damage on them too, but I don't know if they were pretty bad. I don't know how good they are now or how bad they are. These are artichokes. I don't know how they're going to do this year. I would assume we probably won't get any artichokes off of them this year. I guess next year maybe. Hopefully. Pretty nice little stand of them. They're looking good. Here's some watermelon. Little baby watermelon there. Here's one that's actually looking pretty nice.
Nice.
Pretty nice watermelon. These here's I got two different kinds in there. Some of them sugar babies and some of them's
Crimson sweet.
Crimson sweet, yeah. This one here's a sugar baby. It won't get, well, it's actually probably done growing. It probably won't get any bigger than that, but they don't get much bigger than that. That there's a crimson sweet, and it'll get probably 15 pounds or so. Could get 15 pounds or so. Don't mean it will. Yeah, and the watermelon, as you can see down through there, they're going insane. Right there's a nice watermelon. There's one there. These here's Peppercini peppers. They're hot peppers, and as you can see, the deer was in here last night and ate some of them. Didn't do a lot of damage to them, but did some. Didn't go much further than that. There's a fair many of them peppers on too. There's a fair many of them. I'm not gonna harvest any of those for now. I'm gonna wait till later to harvest them. Them's a nice spicy pepper. Those are a chili pepper, a red chili. They're a hot pepper. The plants look good, but there's no flowers on them yet, so I don't know. Then there's a fair bit of deer damage, but it's old deer damage. It's starting to come back. And the cantaloupes are down below here. There's probably some cantaloupes on. I know they're clear full of flowers, but like I said earlier, I wanted them to go up that fence, but they ain't growing up. But they look pretty neat like that. I don't know how we're going to harvest back through there. That's a mess. If you look, get over and look. That's crazy.
It's a jungle in there.
Yes, it's a jungle, but that's all right. That's what it's all about. Let's walk up here and look at the corn. Corn looks good. The deers hadn't bothered it for a while. They did bother it when it was little, but they hadn't. Since it's bigger, they don't mess with it at all. They probably will when it starts forming ears, but this is our sweet corn too. Our other corn's up above. I'm not going to show you that garden tonight, just this garden. Follow me up here, we'll look at some other stuff. This here was peas, if you remember correctly. There was peas, snap peas along this trellis. Whenever they were finished, we went through and cut them off. Not we, she went through and cut them off, and then I planted green beans in its place. There's green beans, actually they're coming up pretty good here, and there's some coming up on that side I noticed just now. For some reason this side's starting to come up quicker than that side for some reason.
Huh.
Not real sure why, but it is.
Boy.
And down there's some onions. They look pretty good. We've been taking green onions to the farmer's market for the last, I don't know, probably 4 weeks or so. And we'll have for another, we ain't gonna have too many more weeks by the looks of this. A few more. Then we got these storage onions here. I can't remember what kind these are. I really can't remember what kind they are.
They're yellow, I think.
Yeah, they're a yellow, but I can't remember what kind. They look like they're getting pretty good size head. Anyways, that's these onions. These are pretty good storage onions. Supposedly they're supposed to be as good as the candy onions, but they store better and they don't get as big. They don't get as big as the candy onions, but they're good storage onions. And here's a nice little tomato weed coming up. Need to pull some weeds, but that's one there we'll keep. We won't pull that weed. And here's our potatoes. They look really good. They look good underneath too. I don't know how they look under the ground, but above the ground they look pretty spectacular. They already flowered. The flowers are all dead on them. They're starting to die back, so it won't be long, and I'll be harvesting some potatoes. I may harvest some this week for the farmer's market this Saturday. I'm not real sure if we will or not. But these are the potatoes, and right in here, if you look at the height of them, the height difference, from here they're looking really good, really good, really good, and all of a sudden they get shorter. And the reason that, well, I assume the reason that is because down in here we put grass clippings when we harvested, when we mowed. We put grass clippings down in there, and actually they're already all pretty much rotted up. But we put a lot of grass clippings in here, and right in here is where we ran out of clippings that time when we did it.
Right here.
Right there. And there is none from here that way. And you can definitely tell a big difference in the height of them. Whether there's a difference or not under the ground, I don't know, but it makes me definitely realize I'm going to start mulching my potatoes with grass clippings for sure. So, and we'll go up here and look at the other stuff we got growing. Once we get through the jungle. Here's the beans that we planted twice, and they just keep getting eat off. That's 2 times that we planted them. We ain't got enough beans now to worry about it, and it's too late in the year to get any more out of it. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do here. I may pull them out or
just let them so they have them to eat.
I guess maybe let them there. I don't know.
So they don't go after something else.
Hate to let them there, but they just keep coming in the garden with them there. So far, knock on wood, they ain't bothered with sweet potatoes. Other than when they first put them in, they put, I think, 3 out of the center. I'm not sure if that's because they didn't want the sweet potatoes or if it's because of the turnips. These salad turnips growing here, these 2 rows down through here, might be deterred them from eating those. They may think they smelled weird or something, I don't know. But these salad turnips are pretty much like a radish. That's about the perfect size. You can let them get a little bit bigger. You can either eat them raw like a radish, or cut them up and put them in your salads, or you can put them in a stir fry or whatever, and they are pretty good. Just wipe them off and eat them. If the ground wasn't so white, so dry and hard, they're actually pretty tasty. Kind of sweet, but a little peppery like a radish, but more sweet than the radish is. They're really good. Well, I'm going to come down here and look at the jalapenos. The deer's been eating them too. I don't know if they got into eating any last night or not, but they ate the beans last night. They ate the beans and some peppers last night. They walked all through here. You can see where they was walking through here. They didn't eat nothing, but they was walking through there.
Right over the sweet
Actually, they might have got a sweet potato pulled out right there, because there's one missing. There's a pretty wide space right there.
Yeah, because there's there. There should have been
there.
And
there, actually, there's some missing right there on that.
Yep.
A couple leaves missing. Yeah. Jalapenos, yeah, they've been eaten so many times. I ain't gonna say there's any fresh peach or not. I would almost say they didn't mess with them last evening when they were in here. So I need to figure out a way to keep them out a little better. I need to put a fence up, another fence out, so they have two to come over. That was mentioned to me a couple times on YouTube, but I never did it yet. But I'm gonna have to do that. That's the only way you're gonna get them out of here.
Well, we tried everything else that
Yeah.
everybody mentioned.
Everything but that, and I didn't want to do that because it's a fair bit of work. But work's not a big deal. It's just getting some line and some other fence posts and whatnot. Just, yeah, it is what it is. If you want anything to harvest, you're gonna have to do something. So that's probably what I'll do tomorrow. Just put that fence up. Hopefully I have something to put it up over tomorrow. But hopefully don't get in here tonight. It's too late now to get it in. We just got home. We were out pretty much all day. It's already, yeah, it's getting kind of late. Too late for that, but it is what it is. We'll see. Hopefully we have something. So we're gonna wrap this one up. There's tomatoes. I didn't go over those, but we gotta harvest them yet too. There's a fair many tomatoes on them. These here sun golds. We have on the cherry tomatoes. We have sun golds. We have sweet 100s, and we have some kind of yellow cherry. I personally don't like tomatoes, but these here's the wife's favorite. I think they're nasty. Then these tomatoes here, these ones here are an Amish paste, I believe, the way they look. And there's some brandywines, red brandywines, and Amish paste is all that's on this side. That side's all cherry tomatoes. So we're gonna finish harvesting and call it a day, I guess. So, until we meet again, take care and God bless.